Go Florida, the land where a Republican state legislature was able to prop up a fake candidate and successfully take out the Democratic incumbent. And then there's the state's totally incompetent governor who's been acting like he thinks he deserves presidential consideration after fiddling while more than 30,000 of his state's residents died in the pandemic. Because Florida. With me now is Fernand Amandi, Democratic pollster and strategist, and Susan Del Percio, Republican strategist. And you know, Fernand, I got to give you Frank Artiles first. We both know who that is real good. What's going on in my former state and yours current state?
You know, it's like we always laugh about because Florida. It's like a meme. It's a hashtag because things happen here that don't seem to happen anywhere else in America, Joy. But look, the truth of the matter is Donald Trump and the Republicans were right. The election in 2020 was rigged, except it was the Republicans that were doing the rigging here in Florida. Now they were caught red-handed. And, you know, we laugh about it because I guess what can you do but cry? But the truth is, I think that we're on the brink of a heck of a scandal here because, Joy, Florida watchers like you and others know this isn't just a one-off. This stuff has been happening and going on, this chicanery in Florida for years, especially in my hometown, the 305. So I think the indictments are going to be coming fast and furious. And Mr. Artiles right now is sitting at Turner Guilford Correctional Center on a Friday night. He wants to be out by Monday morning. So I anticipate somebody's going to be turning state's witness real soon.
He's going to be like, I can give evidence. I got people to give you. Susan Del Percio, let's not leave Alabama out because we don't like to leave any state out. All states matter. Mo Brooks has decided that maybe he should run for Senate. And guess who his new buddy is? Stephen Miller. Here's a little post where he's like, I'm going to run for Senate. And, you know, Mo Brooks, who's pro-insurrectionist, has now teamed up with the guy who wants to basically torture migrant children. That's his career path. Jefferson Sessions was his former host, and now he's got a new host. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, that's about par for the course when it comes to Mo Brooks. I mean, it's not surprising that he wraps himself in the flag of Trump, not of this country, but only of Trump. And Stephen Miller, my gosh, like, is there anyone creepier and worse to be around and the most undecent human being you've ever come across? Just like you said, his goal was to hurt migrant children. He wanted to inflict pain on them by separating them from their families. That's crazy. I would just like to say, though, New York does give Florida a run for its money when it comes to dysfunction and its elected officials. We're pretty unique there.
Yeah. Except that, you know what, you can get a COVID vaccine real easy in New York, and you can't get it in a whole lot of other states. So I'm gonna give New York that. Let's talk about.
I was going to say, unless, of course, Florida, you're really rich, and then you could just go to be one of his donors, DeSantis donors, and hope to get a shot. So there's that.
Oh, yeah. If you're in Florida, you just need to be rich and know the governor. Let's talk about another person. You did a lot of talk radio, Fernand. You and I have that in common. Don Bongino has a lot. We're doing this as a lightning round for those of you who are unfamiliar with the way we're structuring this. Don Bongino, who I'm not sure what he does for a living, but he's on Fox News all the time for some reason. I'm really not sure who or what he is, but he is now upset because he says that Biden, not only does he think he's a terrible president, he thinks he's bad for talk radio because he says he's boring. He's boring. He's too boring for talk radio. Your thoughts, Fernand?
Well, Joe Biden may be boring, but Dan Bongino is certifiably insane and I think belongs in a padded room. And, you know, what's really horrifying about a guy like that is at one point, you know, he was a Secret Service agent tasked with protecting the life of the President of the United States. Yeah. Exactly right.
Stop.
So we may.
Stop.
No, I'm not making that up. That's right. Somehow he got past the Secret Service vet. But I think Mr. Bongino needs to stick to his day job because I don't anticipate he will be experiencing Rush-like ratings when it comes to his taking over that seat.
He and Dr. Ronnie Jackson are the biggest, oh, my God, thank God we survived that people that I know of, right? They both had these really important jobs with proximity to the President of the United States. And you're like, whoo, we dodged. Whoo, thank God we made it through those. Let's talk about, let's go back to Florida. It's so much fun to be in Florida. Matt Gaetz. I'm giving this one to you, Susan. There is this weird thing that's been happening in the Republican Party really since Barack Obama was president, this sort of falling in love with Russia. You know, it's like Ronald Reagan is being spun in his grave. Like, there's this adoration for Russia, this sort of hero worship of Vladimir Putin. Sean Hannity said he read that Vladimir Putin's hostile, that they're calling out the president. You know, he said that. And here's what Matt Gaetz had to say back. Here it is. This is a little conversation with them.
I read this that Vladimir Putin, hostile regime Russia, hostile actor, is calling out the president.
Putin and Biden, it would not end like Rocky IV. I don't think the American would prevail.
Why do they all have the same haircut? Your thoughts, Susan Del Percio.
That I don't know. I definitely have no opinion on their haircuts. What I do know is that people like Congressman Matt Gaetz actually hate Democrats so much that they are willing to go and root for Russia. That is absurd, and it just shows you where their thinking is. They're not thinking. They just say, oh, if it's anti-Biden, I'm for it. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the policy is. It doesn't matter who the world leader is. If I could be against Biden, I'm going to do it.
All right. Well, you know what? We made it to Friday, and we're going to